Lopez as Lopez is sliding. Great call there from the referees. This is the difference in Jalen Green's game. Attacking the rim when the game is on the line, and we saw this the other night here at Toyota Center against Philadelphia. And it was the Rockets at the foul line.
And ultimately, as this is a very tight game, and Green breaks the tie, what that quick possession and foul did with 34.6 left to go gives the Rockets an opportunity at a 2-for-1.
And Coach Luke is going with Fernando for defensive purposes to guard Giannis. No, excuse me. He's going to stay on Lopez. You're going to keep Jabari on Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's done an excellent job.
So one more for Green. Rockets by 1. Game count came down to the wire against the Sixers the last time the Rockets were here. They won it double OG, and he bounces in the second. And now Milwaukee will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the Rockets lead by 2 at 34 and 6/10 seconds to go.
Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out! Saying, come get me. So I got up and followed her to the floor. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said, got that easy, come get me. So come.
Rockets fans, we need you as loud.
So after Milwaukee scored 31 in the third, they've been held to just 13 in the fourth as their offense has been pretty anemic since about the 7-minute mark of this fourth quarter. The Rockets, thanks to Jalen Green's last 2 free throws, have a 2-point lead. Green is sitting on 29. You see what the records are for these 2 teams in games decided by 5 or less. If the Bucks hurry, they can get a 2-for-1 themselves. We'll see what happens here coming out of the timeout.
Here's the problem. You don't know if you wanted to give up the 3 in this situation and see if Giannis or the Bucks go quick.
Allen back to Giannis, read beautifully by Kevin Porter Jr. And then the Rockets ended up turning him over.
Yes.
And Giannis picked up the foul, but how about Kevin Porter Jr. reading that entire sequence and breaking it up?
Well, here's the attention to detail. Make Grayson Allen be the scorer. It's not Holiday. It's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. Probably the highest IQ defensive game that I have seen from the Rockets so far in the last 2 years by far. Saying, Giannis, you can't beat us. Drew, you're not going to beat us. Somebody else has to beat us in this situation. And it's been their defense and hustle keeping them in this ballgame because the offense has been sloppy. It hasn't been perfect, but they have been scrapping, Craig.
So Giannis with 4, now 30 for Green. One more important free throw to come. This is that around and out. Here come the Bucks. Here comes Giannis. Ahead of steam, coast to coast. Tough shot, well defended. Rebound Smith, and he ends up getting fouled.
Looked like a complete miscue from Milwaukee. Milwaukee's down 3, and Giannis just races down for 2 through multiple defenders, and it's Fernando coming over. But
outstanding defense by Fernando.
Giannis, the frustration looked like it set in because he hadn't been getting his numbers here in this ball game. And look at the young fella fired up, man. This is winning basketball. He's not complaining about his points, about his, his opportunities. He is bought in on the defensive end of the floor.
Makes the free throw. I've said it twice already. I'll say it for a 3rd time. He's missed 8 of his 9 shots from the floor in this game, has Jabari Smith Jr., but he has had an impact on this by far, without a doubt, the best defensive game that he's played in his career as Portis and Martin check in for their respective teams.
I got an apology. I said Jabari Smith Jr. could be an all-NBA first-teamer on the defensive end one day. I believe he will be. from what we've seen here tonight. Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the best in the league, and he's only going to get better and better. This is year one, what we're seeing from Jabari.
And then he makes 2 clutch free throws. So the Rockets very different than what Dallas did against Milwaukee the other night up in Dallas, as they missed like 5 or 6 down the stretch. Antetokounmpo to Portis, a tough contested 3, short, long rebound, right to Martin. KJ will just dribble it out, and the Rockets are going to end the game on a 16-5 run as John Lucas is fired up, and the Rockets have beaten the Bucks. Just 5 points for the Bucks in the final 7 minutes of this game.
So excited for these young kids. You got to understand, Milwaukee beat the socks off the Rockets earlier. This looked like the JV and the varsity, and they stepped up. And I thought the Philly game was the best game of the season. We can argue this is the best game of the season we've just seen.